जातः रुचेः अजनयत् सूयमान सुयज्ञः
आकुति सुनुः अमरान् अथ दक्षिणायाम्
आकुतिः सुनुः अमरनाथ दक्षिणायाम्
लोकत्रयस्य महतीम् अहरत् यत् आर्तिम्
लोकत्रयस्य महत्तिम् अहरत् यत् आर्तिम्
स्वायम्भुवेन मनुना हरिः इति अनुक्तः
स्वायम्भुवेन मनुना हरिः इति अनुक्तः
जातः रुचे अजनयत् सूयमान सुयज्ञः
जातः रुचेः जनयत् सूयमान सुयज्ञः
आकुति सुनुः अमरान् अथ दक्षिणायाम्
आकुतिः सुनुः अमरान अथ दक्षिणायाम्
लोकत्रयस्य महतीम् अहरत् यत् आर्तिम्
लोकत्रयस्य महतीम् अहरत् यत् आर्तिम्
स्वायम्भुवेन मनुना हरिः इति अनुक्तः
स्वायम्भुवेन मनुना हरिः इति अनुक्तः
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. The Prajāpati first begot Suyajña in the womb of his wife Ākūti, and then Suyajña begot demigods headed by Suyam in the womb of his wife Dakṣiṇā. Suyajña as the Indradev diminished very great miseries in the three planetary system, upper, lower, and intermediate. And because he so diminished the miseries of the universe, he was later called Hari by the great father of mankind, namely Swayambhu Manu. Purport. In order to guard against the invention of unauthorized incarnations of God by the fanciful, less intelligent person, the name of the father of the bona fide incarnation is also mentioned in the authorized revealed scripture. No one, therefore, can be accepted as an incarnation of the Lord if his father's name, as well as the name of the village or place in which he appears, is not mentioned by the
कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
No one therefore can be accepted as an incarnation of the Lord if his father's name as well as the name of the village or place in which he appears is not mentioned by the authorized scriptures. In the Bhagavad Purana, the name of the Kalki incarnation, which is to take place in almost 400,000 years, is mentioned along with the name of his father and the name of the village in which he will appear. O Saneman therefore does not accept any cheap edition of an incarnation without reference to the authorized scriptures. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Yutapadakamalam श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांच श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, Schedule Incarnation. In Shloka number 2, we try to understand the second incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Here, second incarnation is Hari, which is given the name by the great father of the mankind, to whom the Prajāpati's uh, uh, son named Suyajña from in the home of the Ākūti. And then Suyajña, headed by we got demigods headed by Suyam in the home of the Dakṣiṇā. That Suyajña diminishes the miseries of the upper, lower, and middle intermediate lokas, so planetary system. So mankind, great father of mankind, Manu, his give name Hari, and that Hari's incarnation as the second incarnation of the God that is describing in this second shloka. Prabhuji will tell us nicely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for a wonderful summarization, and apologies to all the devotees for the technical break that we had to take because of internet connectivity issues. But then this is Kali Yuga, and this is the effect of Maya, which always wants us to be controlled and not supported. So, coming back to the discussions that we are having, how it is very, very important to ensure that we are in the right place at the right time. So, regarding this shloka, as we see, Prabhupada Brahmaji is explaining Narad Muni about the different incarnations. And that is where this particular shloka comes to describe the second incarnation. The first one was the incarnation as Varaha, the great. So here what we are seeing is the principle of Avatāra Tattva, especially through the Suyajña avatar of Krishna. His purpose of appearing in this world, activities, his merciful nature. And also, we would have a discussion, as explained by Prabhupada ji in the purport, about why we should accept incarnations only on the basis of authentic scriptures, not by falling into the trap of false propaganda. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारतः अभ्युत्थानामधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. So Krishna says, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and the predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I manifest myself. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. To deliver the pious, to annihilate the miscreants, and to re-establish the principles of religion, I appear millennium after millennium. So this is the tradition of Lord's incarnations. Lord descends from time to time to protect dharma and annihilate adharma. And what we are seeing in Bhagavatam are the 24 main incarnations mentioned, each appearing for specific purposes. Today what we are seeing is a very important Avatāra, the Suyajña, whose mission was to remove the sufferings of the three worlds. So what we are seeing about Lord Suyajña is, first and foremost, about Ruci and Ākūti. So Ruci was a great Prajāpati, one of the mind-born sons of Brahmā. And his wife Ākūti was the daughter of Brahmā himself. So from them appeared Lord Suyajña, the plenary portion of Krishna. Dakṣiṇā is the wife of Suyajña, who symbolizes the power of sacrifice, yajña-śakti. And then we have the other people in this particular Avatāra, namely Suyam and other Devatas. From Lord Suyajña and Dakṣiṇā were born the demigods such as Suyam. They became the predecessors of Indra and the celestial residents of heaven. And they came to relieve the great sufferings of the three worlds, Swarga, Earth, and Patal. So there is an ancient narrative towards this. So before we understand the shloka, let us first go through what happened. So long ago,
খিদে পাচ্ছে ওখানে ওখান থেকে বের কর মাছের জায়গা থেকে ভাত বের কর ফ্রিজে দিয়ে গরম কর
long ago, Prajāpati Ruci and his wife Ākūti, by the mercy of Lord Viṣṇu, gave birth to the effulgent son named Suyajña. At that time, the three worlds, the heaven, earth, and the nether world, were afflicted with immense suffering. A religion was spreading. The strength of demigods was fading, and the demons were creating terror everywhere. Yajñas, the religious practices, were nearly extinct, and all living beings, animals, humans, devas, they cried out, "Oh Lord, protect us, take away our suffering." So, seeing the distress of the three worlds, Lord Viṣṇu himself appeared at Suyajña. And along with his wife Dakṣiṇā, he generated the demigods headed by Suyam. Grand yajñas were performed, which removed disease, fear, poverty, and sin. Suyajña personally restored dharma, spreading peace and happiness throughout the three worlds. Swayambhu Manu, the first father of mankind, witnessed all this and said, "Now suffering is gone, for there is one who has taken away our pain." And thus he gave Lord Suyajña the title Hari. Hari means he who removes suffering, distress, and sin. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So from that time, whenever irreligion, cruelty, distress, they increase, whenever beings surrender to the Lord in despair, Hari always appears in one form or another, removing the suffering and calamities of the people. So Suyajña, he had a specific mission. He had a specialty. When atrocities, pain, imbalance increased in the three worlds, Lord Suyajña descended. Acting in the position of Indra, he established the dignity of the heavenly rule and destroyed demoniac powers. Through yajña, he reinstated dharma. So if his name was Suyajña, why is he called Hari? Now the word Hari means him who takes away. Here, Lord Suyajña took away the arati. The word comes in the shloka. Arati means sufferings and pains. So whatever were the sufferings and the pains of the world were taken away by Suyajña. And so Swayambhu Manu gave him the title Hari, the one who removes distress. This word Hari is very, very important. It has a lot of glory and meaning attached to it. So literally it means one who takes away. We need to understand that what actually means is Lord. Because only Lord can remove the pains of the three worlds, and hence only he can be called Hari. In the Vedic literatures, the name Hari is used for Viṣṇu, Narayan, and Krishna. So we'll see Hari again in one more discussion when we come to the story of Gajendra Moksha. There also Lord Hari came
But both are
and
different.
assisted Gajendra, but then both are different. This Hari is different and that Hari is different.
Because this is Satya Yugas.
So what is important to understand is how we take interest in ensuring and understanding that we are completely dependent upon Krishna. Without the protection given by Krishna, nothing is possible. And even if there is an increase in our despair, there is a hope that Hari will ensure that he comes and removes the despair. And that is why Krishna says the biggest despair one can face is at the time of death. So Krishna says, if you remember me in that despair, then I assure that you will never have to take birth again in this material world. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevara. But being Kali Yuga, there are many people who claim to be Avataras. So Prabhupada ji cautions us. He says that only scripturally authorized Avataras are genuine. In the commentary, he stresses a very important point. People should not be misled by false Avataras. An Avatar can only be accepted if his ancestry, that is father's name, his birthplace, and his activities are described in authentic scriptures. Otherwise, anyone could falsely claim to be an Avatar. Example, the future Kalaki Avatar is described in detail in the Bhagavatam 12th canto. His father's name is going to be Viṣṇu. His village is going to be Shambhal. And the mission, even though this will happen after about 4 lakh years. So genuine Avataras must always be confirmed in authorized scriptures. Otherwise, what we see is the deception of false Avatarism. In today's world, many people falsely claim to be Avataras or God. But pure devotees, wise people, always follow the Guru, Shastra, Sadhu, Pramanaham. And this is something which even Krishna guides us in the 24th shloka of the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya karyavastitah dhrayatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum iha arhasi. Therefore, scripture is your only evidence in determining what should be done and what should not be done. Knowing what is prescribed by the scriptures, one should act accordingly so that one may gradually be elevated. So Krishna has made it so simple for us so that we are never misled. Even in Kali Yuga, the age of struggle and strife. So the question again comes to the basic from where we started. So what are the definitive purposes of incarnation? Because it's not merely to display the miracles. The specific purposes are protection of dharma, destruction of adharma, removal of suffering from the 3 worlds, re-establishment of Bhagavad Dharma, and liberation of living beings from material bondages. It happens that due to time, place, circumstances, the memory gets faded and we forget our eternal position as being a servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nityadas. So Krishna comes to remind us again and again of the fact. So this is a loving aspect of the Lord. Lord feels pain upon seeing the suffering of his devotees. And that is why he appears in countless forms to remove it. And hence he is called Hari. Because he takes away the ignorance, he takes away the suffering, he takes away the attachments, and he takes away the distress of our hearts. Lord Suyajña is one of the 24 incarnations of Viṣṇu. His mission was to establish dharma in the age of the Prajapatis and to organize the demigods. He himself is Yajña Purusha, the Lord in the form of Yajña, the sacrifice. And what is Yajña? Yajña does not merely mean offering oblations into fire. Yajña means the Lord himself. Krishna has explained this very explicitly in the 9th chapter, 24th shloka, where he clearly explains that I am the only enjoyer. I am the master of all sacrifices. And those who fail to recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. So Krishna is saying very clearly here, Aham hi sarva yajñānām bhokta cha prabhu eva cha na tumam abhijananti tattva enata chavanti te. So this yajna means the process of pleasing the Lord. In this age, the main yajna is Sankirtan Yajna, which we'll be seeing in the 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd shloka, where it is meant Yajnai Sankirtana Prayaha Yajanti Sumedasaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the pastime of Lord Suyajña, they are teaching us few important aspects. First, we must act as representatives of God and establish dharma in society. Secondly, we must cultivate the mood of service to relieve the sufferings of others. So the question is, why do we need Hari in our lives? Because just as in that time, the three worlds were distressed. Even today, the world is filled with sufferings, violence, greed, anxiety, mental diseases. And at such times, we must remember Hari through meditation, chanting, and pastimes. Today, the world is full of sorrow, conflict, depression. In such an age, only the chanting of the holy name of Hari can remove the suffering. Hari-nāma, Hari-nāma eva kevalam, kalau nasti eva gatiranyatha. This is clearly mentioned in the Brahmā Purana. So, inspired by the Suyajña Avatāra, we too should become Haridas, servant who remove others' suffering, and not be a Mayadas. So the Hari-nāma has a glory attached to it. Just as Suyajña Hari removed the suffering of the three worlds, today the holy name Hari-nāma removes the sufferings from our hearts. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He said that these are the names of the Lord Himself. By chanting them, we may not remove the distress of the three worlds, but at least we can calm the suffering of our mind entangled in the three modes. That is why He said, go to each and every village and start preaching. Jare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. So, the narration of Lord Suyajña teaches us that Lord appears whenever dharma is endangered. He becomes Hari not only to relieve the sufferings of the three worlds, but also to remove the threefold miseries of our lives. But His real identity must be recognized only through authentic scriptures, not public opinion or rumors. So let us all sincerely pray to Lord Suyajña, to Hari, that He removes ignorance, pride, suffering from our hearts. Harihi harati papani. Whoever remembers Hari, his sins, sorrows, and bondages are destroyed. So let us take deep inspiration from these divine narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam and advance in our lives with love for God, chanting His holy names and dedication to Guru, Shastra, and Bhakti. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.